Hey everybody, what's up, what's new, and what's going on? We are already started in the second set of the men's singles CPB 11th annual 2012 Badminton Open right now, and this is still love all. We haven't missed too much yet, but the action is already started as Nathan Lee dives on, Nathan Lee on the near side of the court dives for that big smash, recovers the shot, but doesn't recover back to the center of the court to get the next shot. And Charles Pyne, for the first time in this match, is leading 1-0. If you guys haven't caught the first set, you definitely want to check it out because it was quite unexpected. It was Charles Pyne, the number 1 seed on the far side of the court, versus Nathan Lee, the number 2 seed on the near side of the court. And Nathan Lee completely dominating in the first set, something that was purely unexpected because Charles Pyne, a player with so much experience, so much international experience, you would never have expected him to give such a great lead to Nathan Lee, who is essentially second place in, or he got second place in the nationals of this year, in the college and university nationals. So it's going to be the 31-year-old Charles Pyne on the far side of the court, seeing whether he could finally get a few points off of Nathan Lee, because the first set was just absolute domination by Nathan Lee, who won the first set 21-13. Who would have expected that against such a great international player like Charles Pyne? But anyway, it's happened, and we're going into the second set, and Charles is going to be looking to come back from this because if you saw from his body language, he just couldn't believe the shots he was missing in the first set. He couldn't believe the great shots that Nathan Lee was making in the first set, hitting the lines so many times, controlling the net so well, and eventually just taking over in the first set, not giving Charles Pyne any breathing room to even get a sniff of a chance to win the first set at all. So right now, Charles Pyne at least getting off to a decent start, not losing by 10 points right now, so, and actually up by 1 point, and now up by 2 points. So Charles Pyne, the biggest lead of the match so far, with a 4-2 lead, serving in the second set. It's gonna be an interesting matchup to see whether Charles Pyne can do anything about what Nathan Lee is doing right now. Although Charles Pyne, you can see that the energy level is definitely a lot better than you saw in the first set. He was kind of slouched over in the first set, not really moving quite as well as he wanted to. Mind you, in this CPB Open, the entire singles draw is played in one day, in one afternoon actually, because the singles draw started at 3 p.m. and it's about probably 9 p.m. right now, as I don't remember what time I recorded this, and there are no windows outside to see whether the sun was going down or anything. But it's if I was to guess, it was about 9 p.m. So they've definitely had about 6 hours of singles matches to play, going into the second set. And fatigue is going to be a factor because not only did they play the singles draw, the entire singles draw today, in the morning starting at 9 o'clock, they were also playing the mixed doubles draw, which both of these players were entered into, and I think both of the players ended up losing in the quarterfinals, or yeah, I think it was the quarterfinals where they ended up losing. So I think this might be their 9th or 10th match of the day, which is insane if you really think about it, to play 10 tournament matches in one day. But this is the CPB, and this is what happens. And Nathan Lee still controlling the net oh so well, taking advantage of that slightly sloppy net shot by Charles Pyne. And Nathan Lee at 4-6 serving. He's looking a little bit tired. As I mentioned before, both of these players should be tired because they've played more than enough matches for the day to tire them out. Mind you, both of these players had a very, very similar run coming into the finals, and a bit of a flick serve right there, and Nathan Lee hopping to his contents as Charles Pyne is laughing it off, going, "What the hell just happened there?" But anyway, this is not anything. This is not one of those tournaments where you get ranking points, where you get a huge prize pot if you win. It's just a community tournament. I guess if you can call it that, because there's no prize money, there's no ranking points, and at the end of the day, if you win, you get some prizes from Black Knight, which is the official sponsor of this tournament. But apart from that, it's about bragging rights, and it's about having a good time and playing against very competitive players, really. Just because these two players are so talented. They play such high quality badminton that there are a lot of people out there right here in the stands that are watching that didn't participate in the tournament, and that are just enjoying the match, enjoying the great talent that we have in Canada, and enjoying the great talent that we see at the CPB Open year after year. And if I recall correctly, Charles Pyne actually won this tournament in men's singles a couple years ago in 2010. But Nathan Lee with that smash outside of the doubles line, really, and a little bit discontent about that. But making it back with that great drop shot into the corner at the front of the courts, and Charles Pyne didn't even move for that, really. So Nathan Lee down by 3 right now. Remember, he was up by as much as 11 or 12 points in the first set, so he's definitely not too happy about what's happening right now, because Charles Pyne is starting to take a very commanding lead. Going into, I guess it's 10-6 right now, so maybe they're taking a very early mid-game interval. But anyway, at the same time, because there are no line judges, there are no scorekeepers, there are no umpires, there are no referees in this tournament, I think we've seen quite a few times already that there have been miscounts in the scores, in the scoring, just because you just kind of go by the honor system, really. And there are so many times where after a few intense rallies that you end up miscounting and your opponent doesn't really catch it. And it does seem like that Charles Pyne and Nathan Lee both miscounted, because Charles was serving on the left side of the court when it was 10, when the scoreboard was 10. And if you guys don't know, I have a habit of keeping the scoreboard based on the number of rallies they won versus what the players think the score is. So we're gonna see whether Charles Pyne gave himself an extra point or not, or whether everything starts correcting itself. But as it shows right now, Charles Pyne does think he has 13, and we won't call it cheating, just because through all these big rallies, people do miscounts, and it's almost always an accident. And wow, Nathan Lee attacking so aggressively. Well, at least trying to attack very aggressively with that last rally, but unable to do so. And this is shaping up to be a complete opposite of what happened in the first set. Charles Pyne in commanding lead of the second set now, up by 7 points even after that huge smash down the sideline by Nathan Lee. What great angle he had on that one. No chance for Charles Pyne to get that back at all. And Charles Pyne actually trying a smash of his own, and 2 smashes of his own, trying to win the next rally, trying to increase the lead by just that safe margin. But wow, what a backhand that was. Holy crap. That was a Taufik type backhand. Nathan Lee almost got it back. He tried so hard, but he was not in position to be defending right at the front of the courts and hitting it right into the nets. And both of them are really competing hard now. Nathan Lee doesn't want to give up on the set as of yet. He knows he still has a chance. Charles Pyne definitely wants to continue with that lead and continue putting on the pressure, so that Nathan Lee continues to make mistakes, continues to feel pressured, and continues to go, wait, what can I do now? Charles Pyne is really on his game. I really want to take this in 2 sets, because I'm definitely tired after so many matches today. And wow, still covering the net so well. Nathan Lee still down by essentially half the set right now, serving at 8-16, but still continue on the trend of controlling that net so well. But yet a little bit of a mistake right there, and disappointment as he slouches down onto the court, going, oh my god, what can I do now when I'm down by 9 points to Charles Pyne, somebody with such so much experience at the age of 31, I think, because he was born in 1981, according to his bio. So, wow, down that line, the left side of the court, hitting the line once again, just like what he did in the first set, and up by 10 points at 18-8. 3 points left until he finishes off this first set, and it's a complete opposite of what we saw in the first set. Nathan Lee was controlling all the rallies oh so well, but not so much in this one. Charles Pyne definitely in command of the set right now. Doesn't need to do much to finish off the set. All he has to do is continue with what he's doing, just finish off the next 3 rallies, and he'll be on his way to a third and deciding set. What an exciting match this has been so far. But Nathan Lee seems to not want to give up on this one. He's on a roll of 3 points already, still on serve at 11-8. We're gonna see whether he can close this up just a little bit more, or whether eventually he's gonna give up on that. Definitely gave up on that rally. He was trapped all the way in the forehand corner, all the way in the back corner of the court, and all Charles Pyne had to do was kind of just tip it over the net and make Nathan Lee run as much as possible, and that got him the rally, and that got him up to 19 points and 20 points as he does the exact opposite of what he did in the last whatever. Anyway, it's next set.